Hello. My name's Houston, and this is Media Mood Board. Yes, that's right. My name's Houston, and this is Media Mood Board, a weekly show about hyper-specific entertainment lists. This week, we're going through my October watch list, all the games, books, and movies I'm hoping to get into in October. Let's get into it. Okay, so first up, movies. I am going to the New York Film Fest this month. I am in the middle of it. It's been wild. I probably overbooked myself. But so a lot of my watch list comes from that. I won't bore you with the particulars of what I'm seeing. I'll just point you to the video where I talk about what I'm seeing. I did not plan this out because it's kind of tacked on at the end. But you can just skip to the end part if you're interested. I'll be doing a follow-up on those anyways later this month. Also, it's the spooky season. It's the season to watch scary movies. I should have a lot of scary movies on this list. That's not the case. But next week, I'm going to release a video that is about spooky movies. I know it's really easy, at least for me, to get fatigued with the kind of Halloween rotation. Hopefully there'll be something in there that sparks your interest or reminds you of something that you haven't watched in a while or have been meaning to watch. But that should be a fun one. So pretending those don't exist, here are the other movies besides those that I think would be nice to see this month. So first, these are the new movies, the movies that are going to be in theaters. Killers of the Flower Moon is Martin Scorsese's newest movie. It's a Western crime thriller about a spree killer who emerges on tribal lands after oil is discovered there. Scorsese knows what he's doing as far as a crime thriller, so just super excited to see this. Looks like a real good time.
She was a whore, Father.
Another Western, you know I'm going to check out Almodovar's new Technicolor melodrama. It's coming to the Jacob Burns near me, double featuring with another Almodovar short starring Tilda Swinton called The Human Voice.
Welcome to the Eras Tour! This has been the most extraordinary experience of my entire life.
The Queen herself releasing a new tour doc. Reputation is one of the best straight concert movies I've seen, so I'm excited to see how she brings her sweeping, wide show to life. You know, Rosie makes fun of me for seeing 3 to 4 hour movies as often as I do, but this time, this one's her choice. As if this wasn't enough, here is, I've just got one old movie that is showing right now. It's a new 4K restoration that I think would be nice to see.
¿Qué diera yo porque de cada una de las golfas del Changó saliera algo de provecho?
The Film Forum is screening a new 4K remaster of this Mexican noir musical. After all the dumb art house movies I'm seeing at New York Film Fest, this will be just the ticket. Through the past 2 months, I've been reading through Jan Fosse's The Other Name, which I did finish. It was so good. I'll go over that in a different video. But that was kind of the pinch point by which all other things that I was going to read in the book format were getting backed up. I was still listening to audiobooks and stuff, but it's different. It's different. It's the Halloween month, so I'm hoping to read some spooky stuff this month. But first, a book that Rosie has been trying to get me to read for a long time, The Secret History, dark academia classic from Donna Tartt. I'm not that far into it. I'm only about 50 pages. But I love the writing so far. It's super, super fun. It's kind of like a thriller, academic thriller, school thriller. What's the genre on this? It's kind of about this Mr. Ripley-esque character. He comes from a lower class background, and then he gets a scholarship to this really fancy school, and he gets admitted into this exclusive society of weirdos who study Greek. This is not a spoiler because it's the first page of the book. The story starts out with a confession of a murder and then skips back in time to see what led up to it. I tried listening to this on audiobook first because she has such a cool voice and is really arresting to listen to, but the book was so dense I couldn't do it, which is fine. It's just super. As soon as I started listening to it, I was like, man, I know it's good this way, but I'm going to love it in book form, so that's what I'm doing. I want to read one of the opening things just because I think it's funny. just to kind of like set the tone for what kind of book this is.
I inquire now as to the genesis of a philologist and assert the following. 1. A young man cannot possibly know what Greeks and Romans are. 2. He does not know whether he is suited for finding out about them. Friedrich Nietzsche. Unzeitgemaße Betrachtungen. Come then, and let us pass a leisure hour in storytelling, and our story shall be the education of our heroes. Plato, Republic, Book 2.
It's just really fun. She does this really fun interview where the interviewer asks, oh, hold on. Oh, I forgot I left that over there. She does this really fun interview where the interviewer asks, why did you decide to reveal that there was a murder at the top? She responded by saying that Hitchcock once said, suspense is not throwing a grenade into a scene. Suspense is the audience seeing a time bomb underneath a table full of people, but no one at the table knows that there's a bomb. I've got some other spooky stuff that I want to read. This is like thriller, so it's adjacent, but I've been meaning to read this for a minute. Rosie would kill me if I didn't. And I'm loving it anyways, so it's a win-win-win-win-win. So now on to the spooky stuff. 19 Claws and a Blackbird is a new short story collection from Augustina Bazdarica. She wrote Tender as the Flesh, which has been a pretty runaway success, and which I read an excerpt from once and was like, God, this is like nasty, and never picked it up. But I want to. It sounds really creepy, and I wasn't in the mood for it at the time. But this will be a good entry point for it. I love the cover, which is why I bought it physically and not just like rented it from the library. Short stories are fun. I don't read enough of them. I'm intending on maybe reading some of these before I go to bed or something like that. Really compact. Yeah, just super excited. I don't know anything about these. Next up, if I make it through both of those, I'm going to get to Silver Nitrate. Another fantastic cover. This is also one I stole from Rosie's bookshelves. Silver Nitrate is about this sound editor who lives in Mexico City in the 90s, and she gets approached for a project where there's this filmmaker who's found this unfinished film made by the Nazis that has this lore around it that they were trying to infuse occult magic into the film. The director wants to finish the movie, and so is hiring people, and it's kind of about what happens when they try and finish it. I mean, come on. And finally, for my comic of the month, Monica by contender for Mount Rushmore of indie comics writers Daniel Klaus. I would describe his work as kind of like mumblecore indie comics, like that genre. You know what I mean? He's probably best known for Ghost World. He typically does kind of like just domestic drama, but he also dabbles in sci-fi. I really, really liked Patience. I wish I could tell you more about Monica. I know it's about a mother-daughter relationship, and it's a series of short stories that all end up interconnecting with each other. I'm trying to go in blind and just enjoy it. This just came out, so I'm super excited about it. Because Klaus has been working in the genre for so long, I think his panel work is really, really strong, and I'm really excited to read his newest outing. Okay, yeah, I'm still playing through Armored Core. Make fun of me, that's fine. One thing this has shown me is how slow I play through video games. And it's not because I'm not playing it. I am playing it, just a little bit at a time. I'm kind of chipping away at it. And it's not because I haven't beaten it. I've beaten it. Now, the secret about this game is you have to beat it 3 times in order to see the whole story. That's not unique to this game, and also, a lot of people don't care about the story, which is fine. It's just an okay story. The characters are better than the story, but the story's just fine. But I really like the mystery and the layered storytelling and figuring out what the story is. I know a lot of people complain about the games because of the story. For instance, I have this notebook that I've been taking notes on the story. After I completed the game the first time, I wrote a synopsis of what I thought the game was. If you don't know, one of the things about the FromSoft games is they tell the story in like item descriptions and things that aren't actually dialogue or scene in cutscenes. So I went through and listed everything from the items, and then on a replay, I'm going through and after each mission, writing down the purpose, the narrative purpose of each mission that you do. The second playthrough is twice as fun as the first playthrough. I'm really enjoying picking up on little things and like, oh, interesting. There's some new missions in the second playthrough where I'll meet a character and I'll be like, ooh, I know exactly who that is. Ooh, it's interesting. What are they doing here? You know, it's fun. I like taking my time with it. And I'll have a book by the end. Let's just say for argument's sake, I finished the game, and right after I stopped recording this, I was going to get on my TV and play something new. What would I want to play? Dredge is one of 2023's indie darlings. It's a fishing sim in which you go out and fish, and then you sell that fish, and then you upgrade your fishing rods and your boats, and so you can get more fish that gets more money. The twist is that at night and deep in waters, there's Lovecraftian monsters. I know this is not supposed to be the fun part of it, but I love the idea of upgrading the boat and stuff like that.
The sheriff's department's still looking for a Caucasian woman, 30 years old, slim and blonde with blue eyes. She may be lost in the woods, and it's possible she's been injured in a car accident. If you see her, please make sure you get her indoors and call the sheriff.
It began with a dream.
Alan Wake is a psychological thriller action game from 2010, inspired by Stephen King adaptations. The game is broken up into TV episodes that you play. It's set in a small town where a horror writer goes to write his novel. Only it turns out that whatever he writes down in his book comes true in real life. It's fun because it's based on TV adaptations, which is something that I don't see things doing really often. It got a remaster recently, so it would be really pretty. There's also a sequel coming out soon, so this would be good prep for it if I wasn't already playing something else. I remember playing it back when this came out and didn't really jive with it, but I'm willing to give it another go. All right, you made it. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked what you saw here, you can follow Media Mood Board on Letterboxd or here on YouTube. I'll be back next week with another hyper-specific entertainment list. Probably a spooky one. My name is Houston. This is Media Mood Board. Bye.